let's take a nice little minute to lie down and get relaxed. Yeah, let's go. This time I really feel like it will be nice to kind of think of certain parts of the body really sinking into the softness of whatever you're lying on. If it's like a bed, if it's the ground, that's fine. Just like imagine it's kind of your body is sinking sort of through that. So let's lie down and take some deep breaths. And as you release those breaths, imagine your body sinking into that earth in these kind of pinpointed spots. So let's begin. And breathe out. And let's take another breath in. And out through the mouth. And as we breathe in, concentrate on things like your neck and your forehead and places that generally hold a lot of stress. And as you breathe out, just let that stress melt off of your body and out of your fingertips and toes and head. So let's do one more big breath together. And out through the mouth. Okay. So keep your eyes closed. And we were inside of this amazing little cave. We were looking around at all of the gemstones and the sparkling water. We found some spring water in there. Everything was illuminated in this kind of like beautiful glowing color. And as you look around, you can see lots of little glowworms and these sort of strands, silk strands. Everything is just glowing inside of the cave. It's like creating its own sense of light. And there's this hole where you can look up and see all the way into the sky as you're looking at the water that's flowing beside you over the rocks in the cave. And as we sit there, we're gonna do a little body scan just to like deepen our relaxation a little bit. And I want to do what we've done a little bit in the past, and I want you to imagine a color or a texture, something that you can kind of imagine embodying a feeling that you'd like to sort of like get rid of right now, whether it's something of a color that you can embody that, like a vibrant red or something that feels kind of intense or color for you, or a texture. But we're gonna imagine that leaving our body as I tell you each kind of new spot. So let's start at the top. So whatever color you're choosing, imagine it slowly emptying out of you, starting at the crown of the head. Imagine it going down your forehead and down your eyelids and the bridge of your nose. And as it slowly leaves, you feel empty of that. You feel a calm, a softness in your mouth, in your neck. Goes out of your shoulders, and your shoulders feel calm, and out to your arms. It's going down out your forearms and emptying out through your fingertips. And let's take a deep breath. And imagine that color going down your chest as you breathe out and down out your belly, down your hips, down out through your legs and knees, and it's just slowly emptying out of your body, out through your calves and your ankles, your feet, and it's going out of your toes. And as we take one last breath out together, all of that empties out of you, and now you are ready and fresh for the journey and for a newness to come into you. So we look up into the sky, out this little hole, and you put your fingertips into the water, and it's glowing on its own. It's such an amazing thing. And you pick up a bit of the water in your hand, and it's even glowing in your hand. And you can see this beautiful light that's reflecting off of the roof. It kind of shines and sparkles in your hand. And it's spring water that's coming straight out of the earth, out of the cave. So you put some and cup your hands together and you drink several cups of this fresh water. It's so mineraled and fresh. It has so many flavors. It's like mossy, but also like rocky. You can taste all of this incredible freshness, like water that's never tasted so clean. And you put your hands, both of your hands, into it, and you touch the rock underneath, and the rock is kind of slippery from being. And you see the little glowworms, and then you decide you're going to follow this river, this little stream where this water is coming out. And you can hear the wind that's kind of coming through this little hole in the cave. It's making like a whistle sound, but a deep one. Imagine like the way that it sounds when you blow on the top of a bottle, but that happening like with a big bottle opening. So it's kind of like a whoo, whoo sound. And you listen to that and you feel the air touching your arms every once in a while. And there's lots of breaks in the cave. There's lots of places where air and light and starlight is coming through. So you continue to walk along this little creek. There's stones, and it's not easy to walk. There's lots of stones that you have to kind of hop up and go over. And you touch the side of the cave, and it's cold. And there's these stalagmites and stalactites that are almost touching, and you can hear this drip every once in a while that echoes through the cave and out the holes in the roof. These drops. It makes you kind of curiously wonder how big the cave is. And you continue to follow the water. And you can hear little flapping sounds of probably bats, which are nice little animals. And as you follow it along, you can see that the water comes kind of out of an opening in the cave. And so you follow it there. And there's lots of vines and branches that you push aside, and you can hear the sound of that too. The branches kind of rustling and moving. As you go out of the cave, you can see the water sort of fall over some rocks, some mossier rocks, over vines, over roots from trees, and creating a small little waterfall river. And there's branches that are dipping their leaves in the water, and it's rustling past. And there's so many stars that are reflecting, and then also this opening of the cave that has this glow still coming from it, that it's twinkling off of the water in this really sparkly way. It's really satisfying to sit there and watch it. It goes over rocks, and you watch the sparkle over the rocks. And it goes over leaves, and you watch that. And every once in a while, a leaf gets caught on the water and goes off of the branch and follows the river. And you wonder where that would go, where the river goes. But you calmly sit there on these rocks watching the water for a little bit. It's a nice little creek. It's making a really nice little rippling water sound. Each thing that it touches ricochets sound in a different way through the jungle. Well, forest. It's more of a forest. So you look back into this glowing cave and up into the sparkling sky and down to the sparkling water. And you look at your hands, and they're sparkling a little bit from the moisture of the water as well. Everything is kind of just this effervescent sparkle, and it really makes you smile because you feel this sparkling inside and outside. It's a good kind of sparkle. It's a nice nighttime sparkle. You get up and you continue to go down these little steps farther out of the cave, but you feel this calm around you. The cave is this world that you can continue to always explore, these little nooks and crannies in it. But where the earth opens up, there's also still lots of little spaces of cave-like structures that are much smaller, where little bits of moss are growing and whatnot. So you find a little spot. You're still kind of up on the side of this little rocky mountain area. And you look out through the forest and just let that sparkly world surround you. And you put your feet into the water, and you can feel that fresh water filling you up in the way that you felt empty before. You are now being filled with this sparkling sapphire water. And sapphire and reflections of ruby and reflections of glowing, colorful light, water textured. So let's imagine that filling us up as we take a couple deep breaths. Yeah, it's good. One more, and breathe out verbally. All right. So enjoy your evenings, and we will see you tomorrow. Everything is now up on YouTube if you want to revisit any last ones. Lots of hugs.